Ladies and gentlemen, good morning and welcome to you all, you here present at the University of Reims Champagne-Ardenne, but also to those online, as this event is recorded and broadcasted on YouTube. My name is Claire Goris, and I will be your host this morning here at the University, and I'm very pleased to welcome you all for this kick-off event, marking the beginning of the Invest European University Alliance second phase. We'll be together until 12:45 to discover more about the initiative of European University Alliances, the vision of the European Commission, and the support from the French government. We'll also focus on the objectives, actions, and expected results of this project, which started in 2020. We are going to speak in English throughout the event, and as I said, there are some earphones that you can use to translate the event if you wish. So don't hesitate to go and pick up some. As I said, the whole conference will be recorded and broadcasted on the University of Reims YouTube channel. We have a great program ahead of us, so without further ado, I would like to invite the President of the University of Reims Champagne-Ardenne, Guillaume Gelé, to join me on stage for the opening addresses.
Thank you. Your Excellencies, Mr. Jan Sous, Ambassador of the Slovak Republic in France, Mr. and Mrs. President, Rectors and Vice President of our Invest partners, Monsieur Karl Bonafous-Murat, Senior Liaison Officer at the French Rectors Conference in Brussels, dear distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, may I offer you a very warm welcome on behalf of the University of Reims Champagne-Ardenne. We are here to celebrate the launch of the European University Alliance Innovations of Regional Sustainability. Thank you for joining us today. This occasion marks the beginning of a venture involving 7 European universities within a common alliance, united by ambitious goals such as regional sustainable development and shared values. The University of Agribusiness and Rural Development in Plovdiv, the University of Agriculture in Nitra, the University of Applied Science of Karélie in Finland, the University of Thessalie in Greece, the University of Cordoue in Spain, and the University of Milan-Bicocca in Italy. The presence today of rectors and vice-rectors with contributions from our Ministry of Higher Education and Research, the European Commission, and our local partners all highlight the importance of our endeavor at the regional, national, and European level. We are all committed to a better future, not only as higher education institutions, but also as stakeholders in the community and as European citizens. Our involvement in the Invest Alliance is now part of our long-term strategy, which I have been dedicated to developing since 2016 as the president of URCA. Since then, we have developed our expertise in bioeconomy and the internationalization of our institution through various impactful projects. The BioEco Academy in 2018, the Aerolab Innovation Hub, working on innovative solutions for greenhouse gas emissions monitoring, and the creation of the International Institute of Bioeconomy and Environment, Exebio, officially inaugurated this January. We aim to embody this wealth of expertise and experience within all Invest actions, and in particular to create a Center of Excellence for Research, Development and Innovation as part of Work Package 6 of the project that the University of Reims will be leading. We are very proud to be trusted with this central challenge, and we are aware that even though great work has been achieved during this first phase of the project, especially as part of the Invest for Excellence Horizon 2020 project, a lot more needs to be done. In this process, we will require support and commitment from all partners, but also from URCA academic community. And we know that we will build on the strengths and fields of excellence of all seven universities. Our expertise in bioeconomy, which now enjoys international recognition, starts with our local involvement. URCA is proud to be the fifth largest employer at the region, with research unit directly engaging with economic actors who contribute to the valorization of the Champagne-Ardenne region. This region, deeply European in its history and location, is also inspiring, as it gave birth to Robert de Sorbonne, the founder of the Sorbonne in the 13th century. Born in Sorbonne, a village located 50 kilometers from here, he began his academic journey in Rethel and Reims before traveling to Paris to establish a college for the poorest students. This college later became the University of Paris, spreading the name Sorbonne across Europe. From Sorbonne to Paris, he marked a significant milestone in the development of European higher education. Our university library is named in this honor, and today we continue to give meaning of this through by actively participating in the Invest Alliance. Before concluding, I would like to address the URCA University community. I hope that this morning will leave you further informed about the stakes of this transformative and structuring project for our university and, above all, will spark your enthusiasm. Its success relies on the participation of each and every of you, but it also presents a tremendous opportunity for growth and advancement that will benefit everyone: students, staff, research, education, and our partners. May I express my gratitude to all the teams working daily on the project who have made today's event possible, including Saïda Idbarka, Vice President for International Relations, Ali Number, Deputy Executive Director of Administration, the Department of International Relations, dear Philippines, and the Communication Department, dear Marie-Odette. I wish you all the day filled with the best encounters and shared experiences as we collectively move forward towards the success of the Invest Alliance project. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you, President Gelé, for sharing your enthusiasm, the enthusiasm of your university to fully contribute to the success of this event. Now I will ask Lucia Palsova, coordinator of the Invest Alliance since 2020 and vice rector for strategic development and internationalization at the Slovak University of Agriculture. It was so long for me to launch this event and present the broad outlines of Invest for the 4 years to come.
Thank you very much. Dear Mr. President, dear Mr. Ambassador, dear rectors, vice rectors, dear alliance members, dear ladies, gentlemen, dear students, I'm very much honored to be here, to stand here in front of you the second day of our kickoff meeting and to have a pleasure to present you our common effort. Now we are standing here as 7 universities with a common dream, with a common vision, and it's the pleasure for me to present you today our common project. So I have also the small presentation to give you an overall overview about our project, about our aims, vision, and also about the work that is in front of us for the next 4 years. So firstly, Mr. President already mentioned the universities that participated in the preparation of the project and will be participated in the implementation of this whole idea. So these are our universities, Slovak University of Agriculture in Nitra, University of Agribusiness and Rural Development, University of Thessalie, Karélie University of Applied Science, University of Cordoue, University of Reims Champagne-Ardenne, and University of Milan-Bicocca. On the picture you can see the geographical balance. This geographical balance and diversity of specialization will enable to implement the project very properly. So these universities, these excellent universities, took the strong commitments to shape the future of the education and research of the European educational area. I would like to move. So these are our Invest aims. So firstly, as I already mentioned, it's to develop European higher education to address the sustainability challenges of our time, to foster strong international cooperation and knowledge exchange. Then we focus very much on the regions, future-oriented education, training, and also research. Excellence in a joint research and cooperation, and also we try to find during these 4 years the innovative solution to actual challenges in regional ecosystems. There are also another aims. The aim is to make significant contribution into the regional development, to reflect all necessary demands and needs of the regions. Therefore, our university is unique because this alliance brought the regional sustainability as a topic to the alliance, and I may say that there are not a lot of alliances that has this kind of aims. Then another aim of the project is to promote digital and technological development and also to create more systematic cross-sectoral networks with diverse key stakeholders in the region by different events and activities of the project. This is our vision. So we have aims and our common vision. As I said, 7 universities, but there is only one common joint vision: to build a truly integrated European university, applying a joint coherent approach built on common values, benefiting from transnational cooperation, connecting different stakeholders, and increasing the quality of education and research in European education and European research area. So this is our vision for the next decade, because vision was not built only for 4 years, but also for the future. And how to work with the vision? This vision tends to continue looking for innovative alternatives. We try to find also the possible, let's say, vision of European Commission for the institutionalization. So we try to find the optimal model, how to work together in the European space, in the European area. We would like to accelerate the process of development of model that is for the higher educational institution landscape. And this everything is, or the advantage of this everything is possible to make once we are diverse and once we would like to, thank you, once we are diverse and once we are working together. This is, from my perspective, one of the most important tasks, to work together and to do things together in the European perspective. Philippine, I would like to ask you. Even it's relatively ambitious, such a vision, but our alliance is excellent, has a very extensive expertise, great experiences. Each of our universities is a bit different, but still with very strong specialization and expertise. And this complementarity makes this vision real. Just a small overview about our strategy, about the Invest strategy. There is a strategy made of 3 pillars. First pillar is built on regional transformation, ecosystems, and entrepreneurship. The second one is a flexible education and work-based pedagogy. The third one is Center of Excellence in RDI. This pillar was prepared also in the structural way. So we have 3 pillars, plus we have 5 key underlying principles, and that's the higher integration and systematic institutionalization, the seamless sustainable mobility, inclusive invest community, digitalization, and dissemination and promotion. So this is the whole idea of our project. And how we are going to implement, it's through the work packages. We made the work packages very realistic. And these are 7 work packages. Each work package is leading by each university. Each university brings the specialization and the know-how to the project. So first one is for the coordinating university. The second one is the quality assurance and evaluation. The third work package is student and staff journey. The work package 4 is education, joint programs, living labs, innovative pedagogy. The work package 5, excellence, forward-looking education, that will bring the new possible educational aspects, like, for example, micro-credential, double degree, PhD programs, and also lifelong learning education, again, in a joint form of European Union. The work package 6 is Center of Excellence, and the work package 7 is dissemination, digitalization, and sustainability. This was a very short overview of our project, and during this day, this morning and also afternoon, we are going to discuss deeper these aspects. So education, research, and common work together. This will be our mission to discuss today. Because I'm at the end of my presentation today, I would like to thank all of you, my gratitude to all partners that took this responsibility, that took this commitment to work together on such a great project. And of course, I would like to thank to Mr. President and to the whole team of the university that host us today. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Lucia Palsova. Yes, is it okay with the microphone? Yes, thank you. Well, the next two speakers were supposed to be here with us this morning, but due to unforeseen circumstances, they couldn't come to Reims. However, they both insisted to share their message, and they kindly recorded it. So the first message is from Vanessa de Biais-Sainton, Head of Unit Higher Education, DG Youth, Sport and Culture at the European Commission. Promise, the sound is on. They recorded a perfect video. It's just a little technique problem, but it's going to be fine. And the second message will be from Jacques Combi, former university president, and he's now the first expert and advisor on European alliances at the French Ministry of Higher Education. And there will be some sound on as well. Thank you for your patience.
Dear rectors, vice-rectors, academics and students, dear members of the Invest European University, it is a pleasure for me to participate in the Invest annual conference and to witness the progress that is being made in transforming the way you teach, learn and do research. I want to welcome the three new partners, the University of Cordoue, Université de Reims Champagne-Ardenne, that is hosting the event today, and the University of Milan-Bicocca. As a flagship initiative of the European Strategy for Universities, the European Universities Initiative is about transforming the higher education landscape in Europe. This initiative is entirely yours, you, the university, academic staff, and students. The success of this initiative will depend on what you will make of it. The Commission is here to support you and to act as a facilitator. The European Universities Initiative is not a regular cooperation project. It is a long-term transformational process of your institutions for the benefit of your students and your staff. You have the potential to lead the way towards the universities of the future, promoting European values and identity, and revolutionizing the quality and competitiveness of European higher education. And this ongoing transformation, performed by the 50 existing European universities alliances across Europe, has numerous outcomes on our society. Let me mention a few of them. The first one is that you are building strong learning and knowledge communities together. You are experimenting that we are much stronger together than divided, and this is exactly what Europe needs now more than ever in a geopolitical context that is becoming more and more complex with wars and acceleration of climate change, just to name a few. The European Union goal with the European Universities Initiative is to feed the spirit of deeper transnational cooperation and a stronger sense of European belonging, for more cooperation and less competition, to build on our differences and to make this complementarity a strength, based on our shared fundamental values, such as academic freedom and freedom of speech, that embody our European way of life. You are now, after the first piloting phase of 3 years, entering into the next deployment phase to create a real Invest inter-university campus integrating transnational mobility into the existing educational programs of your universities at all levels and across disciplines, on top of creating new joint programs and other educational provisions. This will increase the opportunities for a majority of your students and academics mobility in all its forms. To make this a reality, this requires the involvement of all your services at all levels, including students, to deploy and mainstream these joint activities. With 50 inter-university campuses across Europe, the initiative contributes to bring talents to regions and cities, with involving more than 430 higher education institutions in 35 countries. Next year, we will reach at least 60 European Universities Alliances involving about 500 higher education institutions across all parts of Europe, not only in capitals but also in rural areas. Second, alliances develop skills that are relevant for society now and in the future. This includes green and digital skills for graduates and also for lifelong learners. We very much welcome the 8 joint bachelor programs and 2 joint master programs between the partners of Invest European University, including on sustainable development, sustainable energy transition, society 5.0 and digitalization. Developing joint programs or embedding new models in existing curricula, organizing blended intensive programs and developing micro-credentials is the way to go to increase cooperation in all its forms for the benefit of a majority of your students and academics, and to equip them with future-proof skills. Third, alliances are bringing innovation to regions, cities, and their socio-economic actors. The 50 European Universities Alliances are working closely with 1,700 associated partners that can be companies, cities, regions, NGOs, and so on and so forth. We very much welcome the development of Invest Living Labs as a new pedagogy for students to work together with researchers and companies across disciplines and countries, across all levels, on very concrete challenges that can help their cities and their regions to thrive. Finally, the initiative brings national reforms in higher education, impacting the entire higher education sector by an intense dialogue between the universities and their ministries. And it is no surprise that this initiative is at the core of the European Commission priorities, as mentioned in the mission letter of our new Commissioner, Ms. Iliana Ivanova, responsible for education, research, innovation, culture and youth. This year, in 2024, we're going to present a report on the outcomes and transformational potential of the initiative as a whole, building on a monitoring framework that has been co-developed with all the alliances, the wide higher education sector, and the member states. This will constitute an essential evidence base for funding post-2028. The Commission aims to support the long-term engagement of this initiative. We already provide Erasmus Plus funding up to 2028-2029. The Commission is now starting developing what we have called an investment pathway for European Universities Alliances between 2028 and 2034. The objective is to facilitate a more comprehensive funding approach, complementing the educational dimension with support across all alliances missions, seeking for synergies with national and regional funding. As a Commission priority for 2024, we will also work on a joint European degree to make it easier for your universities to develop joint programs across all your partners and for your students to get a single degree as a proof of their future-proof skills that employers are looking for. Second, we are working towards a European quality assurance and recognition system. This is absolutely fundamental to build trust and ensure transparency. And it feeds into our other work to facilitate the accreditation of joint European degrees and micro-credentials on a voluntary basis. Last but not least, we are developing a framework for attractive and sustainable careers in higher education because high-quality staff are essential for thriving European higher education institutions. Yet we need to recognize the many roles that they perform in addition to research, and I am talking about teaching, mentoring, or civic engagement projects. So you have embarked on an ambitious process with great enthusiasm. We are convinced that this initiative will foster change in the sector to the benefit of Europe at large. In this process, the Commission will be a close cooperation partner and ally, and I wish you all a fruitful and inspiring conference. Thank you.
Thanks to Vanessa de Biessanton for this video. I invite you now to listen to Jack Comby's message. Yes, we are very sorry. It was like a running gag or something.
Mr. President of the University of Reims, President of France.
Let's start again, but for good.
Mr. President of the University of Reims, President of France Université, dear Guillaume. Ladies and gentlemen, President and Rectors of member universities of the Invest Alliance, dear Alliance partners, dear colleagues, dear students. Thank you very much for your invitation. I'm sorry not to be with you in Reims, but I'm very happy to have the opportunity of this keynote. First, I would like to recall France's strong commitment to the construction of European universities and that of President Macron himself. Everyone knows the Sorbonne speech, which was one of the bases for building alliances. The minister has clearly expressed the French vision of European universities in numerous official declarations, which also reflect the constant attention of our ministry and its strong involvement. Allow me to name a few. She notably declared during the Versailles Forum in June 2022, in my opinion, the key idea is not to force anyone to conform to a model or a system. On the contrary, we wish to let French and European institutions experiment by giving them broad guidelines, such as promoting mobility, by example, but without imposing a restrictive framework. For us, it is therefore a question of supporting different models by giving them the freedom to experiment according to their project. The ministers knows that there is no single model of alliance, no uniform normative rule, because the interests of the institution vary and so their international strategy. Thanks to their plurality, one of the positive aspects of the European universities is their strong experimental dimension. For France, the alliances are not a simple additional international layer, but there are and must be a variation of the strategy of the institution within the framework of concerted national and European strategy. The diversity and richness lead the ministry to follow the evolution of each alliance, so you can be convinced of the great attention paid by the Ministry of Higher Education and the Minister, in particular to alliances with French partners and in particular to Invest. This interest in your alliance is not a coincidence. It can be explained by several reasons. Among them, your alliance model, which is based, as the term regional suggests, on a very strong link with the ecosystem of each institution, which universities which are very anchored on their territory and which have the desire to build a strong partnership between universities, city and regional socio-economic actors, institutions that want to be full player in economic development. At the Barcelona Forum, organized as part of the Spanish presidency of the European Union, the minister once again affirmed her conviction that alliances are a major factor in the development of territorial innovation ecosystem. The value that you carry by wishing, I quote you, to create a strong and free movement of people and ideas, to carry independent and critical thinking, to develop civic awareness and responsibility in terms of sustainable development, a project based on double ambition, which wants to make excellence and quality of life compatible. Values which strengthens a form of identity and European citizenship, and which thereby establish a close link with the society and citizens of your territory. An ambition once again fully shared by the minister, who placed emphasis as much on research as on the social dimension of the European universities, on their contribution to debate of ideas on Europe, as well as on the strengthening of European identity, the promotion of European values, and the feeling of belonging to Europe, in her speech in Barcelona. Your educational project 2, which aims, I quote you again, to acquire knowledge, but also and above all skills by taking entrepreneurship into account, which is part of lifelong training, of course, a project which is at the heart of current French consortium carried by the President of the Republic and the Minister. You are well placed to know that, my dear Guillaume. A project also at the heart of the concern of the European Commission. You wish to develop quality education which promote, in particular, switch mobility, multilingualism, and access to education for the greatest number of people. And finally, one of the roles entrusted to URCA, the University of Reims in the Alliance, which will coordinate the creation of a Center of Excellence in Research. Excellence and research, which are inseparable terms for our minister. Among the concrete proof of France's interest in alliance, I cannot obviously forget the financial support provided to French institutions. In total, over the 5 calls for tender, France will have financed its winner to the tune of 100 million euros, and this in an economic context that I would describe as complicated. This support should enable this institution to increase their cooperation activities within alliances, in particular by deploying the research and innovation dimension, a dimension to which the Minister is very sensitive. This support also explains the attention with which the Ministry follows the impact of the transformation underway of the alliance to the French institution. If France has launched this complementary financial support, all the member states are now committed to provide funding to their universities in a way or in another. It is obviously fundamental that states talk to each other and build together on this subject. Today, if uncertainties remain about the model of future European universities, I believe really, that it is not possible that we are saying a step backward. The obviously doesn't mean that the construction is simple and without difficulties, of course. The question remains numerous, and we know most of them. We are working on it, and France's position are clear on this question. In Barcelona again, the minister stressed, I quote her, that we must work to establish a sustainable, global, and integrated financing mechanism moving from a project logic to a program logic. It seems important to me to move toward the rapprochement of the different European sources of financing, as well as to call on the member states which wish to do so to complete this effort. She also wishes to work actively to strengthen the research and innovation aspect of the alliance, always on a competitive basis, with a strong requirement. excellence. France chairs the European Research Area 13 work group, which aims to make proposals on taking into account future financing of the alliance and the place of research in the alliances. She also participates very actively in the PLA, about the same question, the PLA Investment Pathway Working Group. The question is the future of the European research area in its globality, and in this context, of the role that alliance and the support that can and must play in it. Let me point out that the term excellence should not be confused with that of champion. Excellence is essential to all research and at all levels, not only for the champion. Excellence can be found in all forms of project and in almost every alliance. In addition, a policy of support for some champion production, of course, and all forms of research excellence, particularly at the level of local innovation ecosystem, is not incompatible and even indubitably complementary. All of these questions, the French ministry want to move forward in cooperation with the institution. It's why the minister agreed on July 12, 2023 to receive all the presidents of French institutions participating in an alliance, today 50, to present a vision to them and to hear their position on their proposal. I would like to take this opportunity to personally thank Aline Huber, who was at the time diplomatic advisor to the minister, and without whom this meeting would never have taken place. Thank you so much, Aline. The minister wants to work in cooperation on subjects which are sometimes very difficult. For example, graduation and the construction of a joint degrees, the question of statute, etc., etc. To this end, on the next February 22, we are organizing a national seminar at the ministry with all French institutions to take stock and analyze the proposal made by the Alliance in response to calls for tender for labeling, so that the minister can propose solutions at the European Commission level and in negotiation with the other states. In conclusion, I would like to emphasize that if today the European universities are a factor of up on the strong enthusiasm in the institution, their development cannot be achieved without a strong political commitment from the head of institution, rectors and president. This is why I would like to thank, of course, the president of the Université of Reims, my dear Guillaume, for his personal and strong involvement, but also all the president and rector of Invest Alliance and all your teams who worked with you in this exciting adventure, but also tiring and time-consuming. Thank you for all for building Europe for the generation to come. Thank you for your attention, and I wish you very fruitful days of work and exchange. Bye-bye.
Many thanks to Jack Comby for this video. The first part of the program is already behind us, but there is still much to come. So for the next section, I will invite Carl Bonafou-Murat, Senior Liaison Officer at the French Rectors Conference in Brussels since 2019 and President of the Eurosex France Network, to come on stage to moderate the first panel discussion. Welcome. Thank you for accepting to moderate this panel discussion. I will also invite the panelists to join us. So Lucia Palsova from Nitra, Slovakia, Ekaterina Arabska from Plovdiv, Bulgaria, Guillaume Jolet from Reims, France, Spiridon Karamanos from Volos, Greece, Petri Reivo, please have a seat, Petri Reivo from UNSO, Finland, and Manuel Toralbo from Cordoue, Spain. Please have a seat. Everything is all right? Carl Bonafou-Murat, thank you again from your position as permanent representative of the French universities in Brussels. You have followed this big adventure from the beginning, so we're really looking forward to hearing your expertise on the subject, and the floor is yours.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Good morning, everyone. It's a pleasure and an honor to be here this morning and to moderate this first round table at the start of the second phase of Invest, the European Alliance for Sustainable Development and Regional Development as well. It is my pleasure, therefore, to welcome all the participants. Perhaps just a few words of introduction very briefly. We all know that the European Universities initiative has triggered a lot of enthusiasm throughout Europe, in France, but also in every country, and that this is already a success. This is a landmark in the history of European higher education and research, for sure, but there is still more to come. And as representatives of the member institutions, of the 7 member institutions of Invest, perhaps this is the time to take stock of past achievements and also looking forward to future developments. This is going to be, I suggest, the main topic for this first round table, and perhaps also discussing how you feel the Alliance is contributing to European construction, which is always an ongoing process. And I would just like to say one word to recall that we had the pleasure of welcoming your Alliance in our Brussels office, Maison Irène et Frédéric Joliot-Curie, for an event that launched the first phase almost. So it is a real pleasure to meet you all again today. Therefore, if you allow me, perhaps we could start by recalling the development, how it all began. It all began with 5 institutions in 2020 at a difficult time. The COVID was looming in the background. So perhaps could you tell me what this first phase of the Alliance have brought to the 7 institutions? What are the conclusions? What are the outcomes that you think this Alliance has brought? What are the results from the first phase? Can you therefore take stock of your past achievement? Lucia, perhaps I should begin with you, since you're the coordinator.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for the question. I've already started my presentation with some aspects of our Invest. I would like to highlight firstly some very important points. Firstly, at the beginning, it was idea with the cooperation, but to be honest, it was like we thought it's international cooperation like we used to, but this kind of projects makes us something different. Brought joint approach, and this joint approach is visible, was visible in the first phase, very much in educational activities. We brought different specializations, and we tried to work on the process of joint approach. Not only like we have some courses, you have some courses, but we start to work like very integrated way of preparation, development of the courses, of education. That was a huge challenge for our academics, and I need to say that this was a great success for all of us. So for me, the milestone was in educational activities. These educational activities was also connected with the innovative aspect, which was Living Lab. For some of the university, this was a new type of cooperation. So Living Lab as a concept was introduced, and it was fantastic, complementary with educational activities. Then I see the milestone also in a connection with research. In the second phase, we will have more possibilities to work on these activities. Next activities that I would like to highlight as a milestone is also digitalization. This was very important for us to create a common platforms, virtual campus for the for all other activities, and in this concept we would like to continue also in these modern ages. So education for me, the digitalization, and the third aspect I would like to highlight now, it's staff development. To work with the capacity building and with the employees at our universities, that was very important. So these three aspects I would like to highlight in this concrete moment. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much for emphasizing this notion of capacity building, which is so European, and which is one of the aims of European Universities Alliance. So, Reta Arabska, could you tell us what is your take on what this alliance has made it possible?
Thank you. The first phase of Invest was really a remarkable experience for all of us, because we were trying to build the new model of the modern European University. But first of all, we made a great team in this first phase of Invest. We were inspired and united by a common vision, and we were striving after the establishment and further development of this unique alliance. All of us during the first phase, we had the opportunity to grow this alliance together and to learn from each other, to make mistakes and to learn from our mistakes, of course, to search for and implement good practices and innovations. Our main goal was to assure the sustainability of this fruitful partnership, and this goal was completed with the success of the project proposal for the second phase and our expansion with 3 new universities. And as yesterday we discussed, Invest is not just a project for us, it's much more. We can look at Invest in the first phase as a baby, but the baby now will grow to a child during the second phase. And in Bulgaria we say that the first 7 years are the most important for the children, so for the next development, for the right development. Following yesterday's experience we had in Reims, I would like to add and to compare that now we can compare Invest with the champagne. We learned yesterday that champagne needs 2 phases of fermentation. So we passed the first phase, now we are in the second phase. As we learned yesterday, the longer is the fermentation, the better are the results and the quality. So Invest will be longer, sustainable and fruitful, I'm sure, for all of us. As Lucia said, I see the main achievement in the participatory approach we applied, especially in management, in involvement of all the stakeholders in our Invest Alliance. And of course, we should not forget the success of the project Invest for Excellence, which added significant value to Invest Alliance also. The next success of Invest I see in the 3 new partner universities, which are very motivated by our mission, and they are motivating all of us. They are working hardly on Invest development even before the start of this project. Thank you very much. And our motto in the beginning was openness and knowledge for excellence and unity. This motto worked very well, and now it's time to show that we can continue that way also. If I have to point the main results in terms of project deliverables and activities, I could not do it simply. We made much. The deliverables are so many, but of course I can say that some of them deserve a special attention because they are not only in the basis of the Invest Foundation, but also because we rely on them extremely for our further development. Namely, these are our management and other strategies, quality assurance, Invest curriculum programs, all the Invest activities engaging our students, staff and stakeholders, Invest regional living labs, and not the last, this is the Invest virtual campus and the remarkable tool, the unique tool Educate.EU, which are undisputed and key tools for the phase we are entering now. I'm sure the second phase of Invest will be even more successful because we expanded our vision and activities, and all of us believe are devoted to Invest and the idea of sustainable development of the Earth as a whole. On behalf of the academic community of University of Agribusiness and Rural Development, I would like to thank all the partners and project persons for this devotion and for being part of making the history not only of Invest, but the new history of the European higher education and research area too. It was an honor for me to work with all the experts in the old and in the new consortium, and I personally learned much. I'm sure all the colleagues did so. For our university, the participation in Invest coincided with a stage of development as significant as in the first years of our foundation 30 years ago. So we are convinced that the decision to start this alliance was the key to the next 30 years of our development. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Rector Arabska, and thank you for emphasizing the evolution, the change from the first phase to the second phase, and therefore the vision that on which Invest relies. Perhaps I could now turn to President Raivo. Could you tell us how you feel this vision, which was at the start, has evolved?
Okay, first I would like to share a memory from the summer 2020. When it was a time of the COVID, and I was sitting lonely in my own bubble, in my rented summer cottage, and suddenly I get a text message that yes, we are in, that we are part of the alliance. And this is something I recognize immediately, that there are two kind of institutions of higher education in European Union, those who are in and those who are out. So it was a very happy moment in the gloomy time of the COVID. And as everybody has said before already, we started in a time of the COVID. And the necessitated the start of our operation via remote connections and with limited mobility. And of course this affected a lot in the first phase. But when the mobility normalized, our operations began to run smoothly. And then we started to build a coherent system of the new kind of European Union university. But I must say that European Union higher education system is not a Californian state university. When there is one system and a lot of campuses, we have a lot of systems in Europe. And I have learned a lot about it. And I must say that even my own system is not the easiest one. So there's a lot of legislation and strange traditions and different kind of money flows to prevent a reasonable cooperation. So this was the first phase why these alliances of European Union were established, to start to find out a coherent cooperation together with different countries and different universities. And we have done a lot in that spur. You know, we have building this cooperation efficiently in the first phase. And I'm aware that the feedback from the evaluators, for example, of this project has been a very positive and encouraging, because we have done such much basic groundwork. And if I may say something, what is very, very important for the first place to me has been the specialization and master programs. We have done that already. And the entrepreneurships programs, which are great. And summer and winter schools. So we started with the very practical things. And now we are facing the second phase. And we have a new, bright, good partners involving, and we can do even better. So I'm very confident for the future. Thank you.
Thank you very much for this very positive message, and recalling how much work had to be done online at the start, meeting every week between all the presidents and all the vice presidents. This was quite something, so congratulations also for that. If I may now turn to the three newcomers, those who have just joined Invest. Could I ask you perhaps to explain to us why you have chosen Invest and what you expect from this alliance? And if I may, perhaps Rector Toralbo from Cordoue University, perhaps you could tell us about this.
Thank you. Bonjour, compañeros. La importancia del programa Erasmus dentro de la política estratégica europea debe ser enfatizada. Fue en el año 1987 cuando 3.200 estudiantes de diferentes países europeos participaron en un programa pionero que, sobre la idea de fomentar la movilidad, la competencia intercultural y la dimensión europea, se considera todavía el buque insignia de la cooperación en materia de educación superior en la Unión Europea.
So the importance of the Erasmus program, probably at this very first stage within the European strategic policies, must be emphasized. In 1987, it was like 3,200 students from different European countries participated in a pioneering program which based on the idea of promoting mobility, intercultural competence, and the European dimension. Is still considered the flagship of educational cooperation in the European Union.
Justo ahora, en este preciso momento, damos un paso más, un feliz paso más con la Alianza Europea, compartiendo el sentimiento de ser partícipes de la historia y futuro de Europa.
And right now, we are taking a next step, a happy step, with the European Alliance programs, sharing the feeling that at these very moments we are participating in the history and future of Europe.
La adhesión a una alianza europea de universidades proporciona a las mismas y a los particulares una serie de ventajas innegables. La alianza fomenta una mayor colaboración a través de oportunidades interdisciplinares, facilitando proyectos e iniciativas de investigación colaborativa.
Joining an European University Alliance provides universities and individuals with a range of compelling benefits. The Alliance fosters enhanced collaboration through interdisciplinary opportunities, facilitating collaborative research projects and initiatives.
La internacionalización, creando una plataforma para la creación de redes globales, conectando universidades y profesionales académicos de diferentes países.
It promotes internationalization by creating a platform for global networking, connecting universities and academic professionals from different countries.
Invest ofrecerá programas de movilidad de estudiantes y personal, fomentando las experiencias interculturales y el intercambio de conocimiento, intercambio de buenas prácticas en la enseñanza y el aprendizaje, contribuyendo a la mejora continua de los programas académicos.
Invest will offer students and staff mobility programs, encouraging cross-cultural experiences and knowledge exchange. The Alliance supports educational innovation through the sharing of best practices in teaching and learning, contributing to continuous improvement in academic programs.
Nuestra alianza fomenta la diversidad y la inclusión, creando un entorno que enriquece las experiencias académicas y sociales de los estudiantes y el personal. Podremos compartir recursos, instalaciones y conocimientos, optimizando su uso en aras de la eficiencia global. Se trata de una oportunidad única para hacer frente a los retos mundiales, mejorando la visibilidad y la reputación de las instituciones miembros a escala regional e internacional.
Our alliance promotes diversity and inclusion, creating an environment that enriches the academic and social experiences of students and staff. We will be able to share resources, facilities, and expertise, optimizing their use for overall efficiency. This is a unique opportunity to address global challenges, enhancing the visibility and reputation of member institutions at regional and international levels.
Las oportunidades de desarrollo profesional para el personal académico y administrativo, así como los programas centrados en los estudiantes, como las opciones de estudios conjuntos, contribuyen a una experiencia integral y enriquecedora.
Professional development opportunities for academic and administrative staff, as well as student-centric programs like joint study options, contribute to a comprehensive and enriching experience.
Además, la alianza puede servir de plataforma para la promoción de políticas, permitiendo a las instituciones miembros influir colectivamente en las políticas de educación superior e investigación a nivel europeo e internacional.
Moreover, the Alliance may serve as a platform for policy advocacy, allowing member institutions to collectively influence higher education and research policies at the European and international levels.
En última instancia, unirse a Invest representa un compromiso con la excelencia, la colaboración y el impacto en el panorama de la educación superior. Y muy feliz por estar aquí en Reims. Muchas gracias. Merci beaucoup. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Rector. Thank you for also pointing out that this initiative is linked to the future of Europe, and this is something particularly important since this is a year for European elections, and we hope that the European Universities Initiative will be part of that future in the years to come. Thank you very much. President Joly, the bubbly impact of this meeting was already pointed out, but I'd like to know more importantly why this project matters to you and your university as part of the overall strategy of your institution, why it came at the right time for you.
Okay, thank you, Carl. As Pierre Combi recalled in his speech, after the Sorbonne meeting in 2018, and when the first call to create the European University Alliance were launched in 2019 and 2020, the University of France was focused on the structuration of our strategic project around bioeconomy and environment. It was an important step that required time, and it felt premature to also start an alliance in parallel. So, in 2022, our strategic project had progressed and resulted in the award of the Exebio Excellence Project to create our International Institute in Bioeconomy and Environment. It made sense then to give a European dimension to our project. Alliances are really building to the future of higher education and research in Europe. They were given a blank page where they can put their vision, ideas and obstacles. They face to build the university for tomorrow, and we want to contribute to that future, to be part of this momentum. And Invest Alliance was a perfect fit with our project, our strategy in terms of topic, the sustainable regional development, in terms of goal and structures too. We are different university in terms of size. We are both comprehensive and specialized university, research intensive or applied science. However, we share similar challenges and roles in our regions. And it's important for UK. UK is a university deeply rooted in its territory. And it's also what we share with all the Invest partners. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Guillaume, for pointing out one of the key features of your alliance, the focus on regional sustainability. You are institutions which are part of regions, and those regions are key in creating the network you want to develop, and that's very original, I must say, among all the alliances. If you allow me, I'd like now to turn to Vice President Passy, representing the University of Milan-Bicocca, one of the new partners. And could you tell us how, what will be, according to you, the impact of this alliance on the long-term development of your institutions and of other partners?
Yes, right. Thank you. Good morning to everybody. Bonjour à tous. Yes, our university, the University of Milano-Bicocca, is a relatively young university, which is multidisciplinary and which is basing its strategy on the principles of inclusion, sustainability, and in which educational paths are driven by research. We are well grounded in our region, and this is the link to our alliance. In our region we have other universities, we have companies and industries, and so we have a lot of projects in cooperation with other universities, so at regional, national and international level. The idea of joining a European alliance did well fit with our overall strategic mission, because we wanted to be very active in shaping the education and research of the future in Europe. We believe very much that cooperation is important, especially in this historical period. And as we wanted to be active, we want to be in, like my colleague told before, and not looking things by the window, you know. If you want to change things, you have to actively contribute. So as we are working on the issue of sustainability, the Invest Alliance seemed a very good opportunity to share our experiences and to put our experiences on the table to try to contribute. We are actually involved in a very important project at the regional level, which is multi-layered urban sustainability action. And this project involves the other university in our region, private companies and industry, and it is funded on the notion of living lab, which is a natural notion which is in the project Invest. So the impact of joining this alliance will be very important in the economy of our education and research path. We wanted to share with our partners innovative ways of doing joint education, because this is a key aspect nowadays in Europe. We know that it is difficult to implement a joint education pattern, and we have the idea that we can try an innovative way through micro-credentials. And so we believe very much that joining our efforts can contribute to create maybe another way and an impactful way on the future of education. So we are very happy to join this very nice alliance with very nice people, with interesting skills, and we are ready to give our contribution. Thank you very much.
Thank you for mentioning so many opportunities, you know, working with industry, micro-credentials, developing ecosystems. These are obviously actions which the Alliance will work on in the future. But perhaps now a last round of questions, because time is running, I'm afraid. So what, in keeping with the last contribution, what, according to you, would be the opportunities provided by the Invest Alliance? What are the opportunities of this new project? And perhaps I'd like to ask the question to the Vice President for International Affairs at the University of Thessalie, Sparidon Karamanos. How do you see the future in terms of opportunities?
Yeah, okay, thank you. It's a great pleasure being here, and it's also a great honor to be here. So, bonjour. I think everybody pointed out how important Invest is, and I don't want to repeat things, but I want to pinpoint a few issues. First thing is the opportunities that we have for academic internationalization. And the second is the what I call to be in line with European academic developments. There are many things that are happening in Europe in terms of education, higher education, and many things will happen in the near future, and we want to be part of it. As a word academic, I mean both research and teaching, and both of them are very important for us. So we're happy and proud to participate in a strong consortium with 7 universities in total, and that enables the development of a series of actions. And I want to point out a few of those actions that we're planning to do that play a key role in this project. So the first thing is the exchange of students and staff and faculty. That's very important, especially coming from a place like Thessalie, which is in the middle of the country. It's not a major city in Greece, it's not in Athens, it's not in Thessaloniki. We are in the middle of the country, and I believe that this opportunity for exchanging staff and students is essential for us. The second thing is the joint degree programs. And as you heard, there are degree programs, joint degree programs that are developed not only in undergrad, but also graduate level, PhD level, and also lifelong education is part of Invest. So there is a lot of educational opportunities in every aspect, and we're very happy to be part of it. The international networking opportunities are equally important. I've heard yesterday that there are many universities outside the European Union that want to kind of join, not maybe officially, but as associated partners, or have sort of connection with Invest, and that is quite interesting. So we want to contribute to this dissemination of Invest culture and developments, not only Europe, but also outside Europe. And I believe that this consortium has a lot of opportunities in that. Research, new research projects. It's difficult nowadays to do state-of-the-art research on your own. You need to cooperate. And Invest gives us the opportunity to cooperate, so there are many opportunities. Also, the use of research infrastructure. It's almost impossible, again, to do cut-of-the-edge, research with your own infrastructure. You need to share laboratories, also other infrastructure with other universities, and Invest is a very good opportunity for that. And also the development of novel teaching methods, and also to give our students something more than traditional education. Students now are aware of many things. They have a lot of exposure to internet, to information that is coming from everywhere. It's not like in my generation, so they need something new, and Invest has this opportunity. So the ultimate goal of this consortium and project is to elevate the standing of the partners universities, so to make us better, and also to offer our students mobility and make them more competent, more connected to real economy and entrepreneurship, and also contribute to the vision of the European Commission for a prosperous, sustainable, more digital and more friendly European society for all European citizens. On a personal note, if I may, I was educated in a French school. From late 70s, early 80s, I was educated in French, and there was a bombardment at that time on the European Union, and at the time it was the European Economic Community, but it became European Union later. And you know, at that time, especially in my country, there was a debate whether Europe has a benefit for the country or not. At the end of the day, it became clear that European Union was a very important step, and there is a lot of work to be done. And I'm very happy, not only for myself, but also for my university, to be part of this effort. I'd like to thank all the participants today for this initiative. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. On a personal note as well, I must say that one of the things you pointed out, which is really key to the development of alliances, is the way it's becoming kind of model for other continents. It's creating a lot of interest in Latin America or in Asia, for instance, something to look forward to. But I'm turning back to President Reivi for perhaps another focus on the opportunities that you see in this alliance for your institution. And
what we are sharing, those who have been in this alliance and who are coming as a new partner, looking forward the next years, what is happening, because now we are speeding up and things are starting to happen quite rapidly.
Thank you, and thank you for emphasizing the role of living labs, which is obviously something that is of great importance to the whole alliance. Almost all of you have mentioned that one instrument, so this is certainly something to focus on in the future. And perhaps, well, quite naturally, I can turn back also to President Gelée, because living labs have something to do with research, with creating connections between education, innovation and research, and perhaps you could tell us something about that kind of opportunity.
Yes. In addition to what just have been said by Spiridon and Petri, I will add that we look forward to learning from the outcomes and the experience of Invest. First, the two projects, Invest and Invest for Excellence, and develop them further. Invest Living Lab, for examples, 5 already exist, 3 more will be created in this new project, and they will be the key to a successful dialogue and co-construction with our partner for industry, with public authority and civil society at regional level, to make sure that what is developed as part of Invest answers the needs of our region in terms of sustainability. In addition, research is a very important and central opportunity that has not been yet exploited by European University Alliance in general. As part of the Center of Excellence for Research, Development and Innovation, we will join our research and innovation expertise to make progress on invest focal points, for example, water, energy, food, environment nexus, quality of life, and entrepreneurship. One of the requirements or goals of the Alliance initiative is to reach 50% of mobility for our students and staff, including virtual or hybrid mobility. Now, 50% seems very ambitious, but we should definitively aim for it, create new form and opportunity of mobility, and make sure that everyone can benefit from them. And maybe a next point, and Spiridon and Petri spoke about that too. I think that to construct the future of Europe, it's also important. It's important to share the value of the university as democracy, for example, and academic freedom, and so on. But it's also important to live in a space with an economic development for all the people. And that's why I think that research and innovation part of Alliance's project are very important. And I hope that in the future framework program for the European Union, it may be possible to have funding, to a fund of the research and innovation component of our alliances. I think it's an important step for maybe a third fermentation for champagne. No, it's not possible here. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you for delivering this message, making it clear that a center for research and innovation excellence as yours is a key point in the development of those universities in the future. If those universities alliances lack a research dimension, they will be less impactful. This is something, a message that we have to carry to Brussels. I'm quite convinced of this. So thank you very much. And on another note, perhaps, and in keeping with everything that has been said, I'm turning back to Vice President Passy about your expectations of attracting student talents from abroad through the Alliance. Turning your eyes towards the exterior world, what do you expect from the Alliance?
Thanks a lot. That's a very good point because attracting talented students, it's a complex task because it relies on several aspects that range from the quality of education and research offer that we sustain, and we are working hardly to this. So our university is really engaged with this. It also is related to what we can offer from the point of view of economic aspects, which may be difficult in difficult countries because we have differences with respect to this. But of course, I believe that European Alliance can leverage, can actively work to reduce distances and to make traveling, exchanging experiences, in a sense simpler, to define a network of students, and not only students, also of staff, in order to shape innovative education and research, because I mentioned before that we believe strongly that education must be driven by research. This is the future. And what I see also is that we have an opportunity to scaling up our experiences because we are working, it's true internationally, but From an organization point of view, we are locally working, and with an alliance, we have the opportunity to scaling up our experiences and to join our efforts to shape and to define something which is really new and effective. So I am a quite practical woman. I love to do research, of course, but I am practical. So what I am looking forward is that we start by defining realistic collaboration paths for education that will take shape by means of these micro-credentials that we mentioned before, but also in favoring PhD students exchange, because teaching and research are passing through this important experience. And we will work on this, and we don't forget what my colleagues mentioned before, lifelong learning, because learning in life never ends, never stops, we know very well. And so we have also to commit and to work. And I believe that if young people, students perceive this dynamic way of living education and research, mobility will be naturally fostered and leveraged. So I believe very much that union makes strength. L'unione fa la forza, we tell in Italian, and I really believe this. In our job, it's so important collaborating in education, in research, and I stop here. Thank you.
Thank you. L'union fait la force. L'union fait la force, we say it in French as well. So thank you very much for pointing this out, and this notion of co-creation, which I think is central. I mean, that's implicit in your insistence on shaping together, yes, and that's very important for the whole process. Of course, there are no opportunities without challenges. That's the trickiest part of the discussion, but I'd like to know what you think about those challenges. What would be, what might be the obstacles on the way? I mean, there are ways of getting around obstacles, but what are they according to you, Rector Arabskal? What might be the challenges?
So, about the main challenges for Invest, I can talk in several directions, but I chose to number 10 challenges. Number one, according to me, is the challenge to manage and sustain the partnership in this dynamic environment we are living today. We are talking about political, economic, social, technological and legal aspects, especially in the field of the development of European universities. Number two, the challenge to further develop and assure our quality assurance system. Considering Invest not only as a project, but as an organization, as university. And particularly concentrating on the European guidelines for quality assurance in higher education. Number three is the challenge to develop new programs and curricula addressing new skills and future needs. Number four, the challenge to integrate education and research and innovation. Number five, the challenge to organize and manage our activities as an alliance, and all of us to develop as part of this alliance. Number six, the challenge to make strong the Invest brand. We are talking about this during the strategic meeting in Nitra before sending the project proposal. Invest brand should be one of the key points in the next development of Invest. Number seven, the challenge to change the minds of our students, staff and stakeholders. This is very important because our main goal is sustainable development, and this means we should change the minds. Number eight, the challenge to tackle the wicked problems in our regions. These are the keywords when developing our position paper on the living labs. So we should address the wicked problems in our regions. Number nine, the challenge to be responsible as an alliance. And number 10, the challenge to invest in our joint future. And of course, this list is not exhaustive. But if I can say some particular and concrete challenges when thinking in the horizontal direction, in the other direction, I would point the digitalization challenges and the challenges to save our identity when building the invest identity. And we should be honest and we should recognize also this challenge. Regarding the digitalization, maybe things are easier. We already have from the first phase the Invest Virtual Campus and Educate EU, thanks to the enormous efforts of the University of Thessalie. Thank you very much. And of course, the added value of the deliverables from the Invest for Excellence project. And for the second phase, we are happy to have the vision for next development and the new tools we envisage. Talking this way, it sounds easy, but it will not be easy, and we should realize this. In conclusion, I would like to share a motto that Gabriela already said. In Bulgaria, we say, united we stand strong. And this is the motto of Invest too. This will be the major challenge, to stay united in our diversity so that to use our strengths jointly, to overcome our weaknesses together, to benefit of opportunities and fight the threats in synergy. Thank you.
Thank you. You've raised a very important issue, the issue of the brand, the name. What are you going to make of the name? How are you going to turn it into a brand? I must say that you have chosen quite a good name. Invest, it works well, but it takes time to turn a word into a brand. But thank you for pointing this out. Perhaps before taking a few questions, the final word should revert to Lucia, the coordinator, about those challenges.
Thank you very much. I would like to follow what was already mentioned, and I would like to take the point one, what Katja says, because she said that we stand in the front of a changing world, changing society. We feel that there is already a lot of crises. There was a COVID. Now we have here a crisis in critical thinking. We have migration, we have here also war, we have crisis of European values in general in Europe, and this everything affects our regions, not in the local one, but European regions as such. And this everything we need to take and we need to transfer also to our activities in education and also in research. I think one of the great opportunities of our alliance is that there is a huge motivation for innovation. We have great partners for technology, for education. There is a motivation for research and laboratories, and this everything, this joint aspect is very important for us. And one of the mentioned aspect is that we need to be united, because more stronger we are, more sustainable regions we can create for the future. So even it's not that a detail, I think this is one of the main missions, that to stay together, even we are diverse, even we are probably stronger universities, weaker, bigger, smaller, but we are together and we are able to work together. Thank you.
Thank you very much. United, you stand. Thank you. Perhaps we have time for just 2 or 3 questions. 2, okay.
Maybe a second one.
Thank you. We have sound problems today, but everything is fine. I was just saying that it's now time for question and answer sessions. So if anyone has a question, you have time and to.
Ah oui, là-bas.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for this wonderful conference, and thank you for talking about the opportunities that the European Alliance could provide on the educational level. I'm Eli Azar, and I'm a master's student at the Université de Reims Champagne-Ardenne in the European Integration Program. However, I have a question addressed concerning the Agenda 2030. How could this program align with the 2030 agenda, and how could universities apply the 17 SDGs? Thank you.
Yes, even via the beginning, the Agenda 2030 is important, and I think it's integrated as an immanent part in all our educational programs. So I think it's even not possible to create or develop the program without reflecting sustainability goals. So I'm pretty sure we will be able to address the demands and the needs of the society regarding the Agenda 2030. It's very difficult because once Agenda 2030 was created, it seems it was like it's too far, but 2030 it's very close. So we have a lot of work to do, but I'm sure we will be able to organize it. We are, as I said, we are at the beginning, but for sure you will see Agenda 2030 and the goals directly integrated to the study programs and also to the research of the Alliance. I'm not sure if this is enough for you. Thank you. Okay.
In Invest, our focus, even in the beginning of developing the first project, was the Sustainable Development Goals. And we identified 3 focal areas with focal points. These are food, environment, and water aspects, quality of life, and entrepreneurship. So we cannot focus on all the 17 goals, but we are focusing on the most important ones.
Thank you. Maybe does anyone would like to add something? Carl, you would like to get a microphone?
Are there other questions in the audience? Perhaps if I'm allowed to ask one, your alliance is very much based on regional ecosystems, as all of you pointed out. I'd like to know how your regional authorities feel about the project. Have you been in touch with regional authorities? Have they told you what they think of the project, how positive they are? Can you tell us about this?
In the first phase, the regional district of Plovdiv, the governor of the Plovdiv, was the associated partner in the project. So we started to invest with the support of our regional administration and with our regional development agency with business center support for small and medium-sized enterprises. These were our associated partner, but also we have a cluster named Trachea Economic Zone, uniting the business in the region. So the focus in the region was very prominent. In the second phase, we are continuing to work with them, and we add even more. We are now in close relations with the Bulgarian Chamber of Commerce and Industry, with Bulgarian with Plovdiv Commerce Chamber, and many other organizations. The work in the living labs provided an opportunity to involve all the stakeholders in the quadruple helix. We are talking about university and scientific organizations, about business, about NGOs, about government and local authorities, about end users, including students, of course, in this. Thank you.
Well,
just a couple of words. Yes, we are very well grounded in our region, as I outlined before, which is a quite rich region in terms of enterprises, various kinds of stakeholders. And the project I mentioned before, this multi-layered sustainability urban action, is a natural way to make the various actors be active and speak to each other, and to try to be influent in terms of sustainability at the urban level, of course. And this will be the natural bridge towards our INVEST project, because we have been talking about putting a link, generating a bridge with respect to this environment, to this ecosystem.
Well, thank you all presidents, rectors and vice rectors for all your explanations. It's now time to gather and stand up maybe for an official photo, if you agree. And then we'll have a little pause, a 20 minutes break to refuel some coffee, to speak Finnish or Slovak or anything. But first we're gonna make this photo. Is that okay like this? Is there a special order? Thank you all, thank you. Again. Thank you as well for your participation here, for all your questions, and we'll have time to exchange in a more relaxed setting. Thank you, Carl Bonafou, and we see you again in 20 minutes. So in 20 minutes, we'll be back here for the second panel discussion and with some testimonials of students.